Hello, my name is Pat Dirksey, and I'm the pastor here at City Church of Compton. Have you ever had such a narrow focus that you don't think many things are going well in life? I know that's kind of how it felt for me the last couple weeks. You might still hear that I have a head cold that's going on. This last Sunday, literally half of the church was missing because of sickness, including myself. And also had an accident that happened with my son yesterday. Don't worry, he's okay, but he did fall on his face, and it just feels like all these things are starting to fall apart. Last month we sold our van as the transmission went out on it, and it's been a one problem after the next with that vehicle. And yet it was last night that I was starting to talk to my wife Julie about some of the things that have happened this last year. And we realized there are so many things to be thankful for and so many amazing things that have happened this past year. But it wasn't until we paused and had a longer view of this last year that we got to see some of that. And so I just want to highlight a few of those for you at the end of this year. And one was Business as Mission. This last year, Business as Mission, we did a class for 15 small business owners who got to learn the nuts and bolts of running a small business. In addition to that, we had 10 small businesses that received a grant of some kind to get the next tool to bring their business to the next level. And then we had mentorship that would begin to go with each one of these small businesses for them to continue to grow and have a relationship with someone who has already had success. And so we're grateful for how a city is being lifted by jobs coming to an area. Just want to highlight a couple of those Compton Proud Studios run by Arnaldo Escobar. So it's a great t-shirt silk screening shop that is just a few blocks away from here. It's a great message, and it's also providing jobs for people in the neighborhood. City Catering, which is run by myself and Travoy, is giving jobs to people in our neighborhood. It's providing work for Travoy and myself, and it's also providing what we believe is a good service to many people in the area. And then also Jeffrey Martinez and his coffee shop, which will be opening 2 months from now. We're very excited about how a city is being lifted and jobs that are being provided for people in this area. Also, in addition to this, we begin to celebrate the Compton Initiative. And this week we began to see an article that was written saying that house prices in Compton are going up. And over the last 11 years, the Compton Initiative has painted houses and schools and churches and have done good throughout the neighborhood. And what we're seeing is when you seek the peace and prosperity of the city, not only does it prosper, but we too will prosper. And we're seeing house prices go up as a byproduct of loving our city. And then finally, what we're probably most excited about is we started to tell stories about kids who didn't know Jesus this last year and said yes to following him. So we have kids from our after-school program to our children in worship, which happens on Sunday morning, to kids that come to our church. And this past year, 9 kids have said yes to following Jesus. In addition to that, we have 5 adults who said yes to following Jesus and surrendered their life to him. And we're excited to see how they're on a new trajectory for not only themselves, but their family. And there's one more story that you can be praying for, as we've had a man who's in the Spanish service the last 2 weeks, and Arnaldo would say that he just cries throughout the entire thing. And God is doing a great work in his life, and we believe that maybe even by Christmas time, he too will be saying yes to following Jesus. So we're grateful for these stories, we're grateful of how people are beginning to change. I know if you have come to visit us or you have heard us speak about City Church, we know that discipleship and developing in leaders is important to us. And we're also excited for Barry Cunningham, who started his seminary work this past year. He's training to become a pastor, and we're very excited that the call that God has on his heart is going to continue to develop as he enters through a schooling process. So as you come to the end of the year and you might wonder, hey, how can we invest even more into City Church of Compton? Would you prayerfully consider investing in Barry's schooling? It's going to be a 3-4 year process for him to go through school. And it would be fantastic to receive some financial support for him as he does the hard work of going to class each week and getting developed as a young leader in our congregation. In addition to that, Business as Mission, we've provided grants for people this past year. We want to continue to do so because we see a city lifted as we begin to invest in these business leaders. And then also the Compton Initiative and ways we do service, not only to beautify our city, but maybe best yet is really the development of our kids. So as we have people who have said yes to following Jesus, would you continue to pray for and invest in our after-school program, our children in worship, our missional communities, and the many different ways we continue to invest in the people of our city. So we want to say Merry Christmas. We are grateful for your investment you have in us, and if you'd prayerfully consider giving to City Church of Compton at the end of the year, we'd greatly appreciate it. God bless you. Have a great new year.